Tonight, two top 25 opponents square off. The Scarlet Knights have crossed the Delaware, where last year they took the Hens by surprise with a lopsided win at this very spot. The rivalry's renewed tonight. The fans and the Greek houses are streaming in. It's hockey night here at the University of Delaware. And welcome inside Fred Rust Ice Arena here in Newark for Ustream Delaware's coverage of University of Delaware hockey. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Augsberger. It's great to have you with us. Rutgers comes down the turnpike having steadily improved since bottoming out at a 4-win, 22-loss campaign 2 years ago. Martin Bernstein's returns seem to be pleasing his investors, but they are still trying to find their form away from Pro Skate Arena. The Knights are unbeaten there, but have allowed 21 goals and scored only 5 on the road at stops in Boulder and Fort Collins so far this season. Granted, Colorado and Colorado State are top 25 clubs, but so is Delaware. Rutgers will turn to Chris Marcillo in goal and top-scoring defender Ned Richard to keep the score pressure on the Hens deep into the contest to try to make a run at the Blue Hens tonight. And the real player to watch on their squad is Brian Gannad, number 9 in black, whose 45 points led the Knights last year, and who won almost half of Rutgers' games then with his lead-taking goals. John Redgate, meanwhile, is one of the top 10 goal scorers in the country, as the prolific Delaware offense has notched 44 goals in 8 games. Julian Giantonio came from a junior college in North Dakota to take the helm and has not changed course at all in his first year as head coach, excepting perhaps the fast start that his Hens are off to this year. Last year, they exited the gate 4-4. His Hens are 7-1 and lost only to Syracuse by a single goal. It could truly be downpour against Leaky Roof tonight if Redgate and Cole Zucker are still on their form, unless Marcillo rises to the occasion and the Scarlet Knights make this rivalry worthwhile tonight. We'll drop the puck when we come back. Number 13, Delaware, and number 21, Rutgers on Ustream Delaware. Departed coach Rocky Romanella started Dylan Troiano as the more experienced junior last year, while freshman Stephen East learned from the sensei. But Giantonio has split their time in the opening weekends of this season. So far, the disciple still hasn't passed him. Troiano's numbers are better thus far, and Giantonio sends him into the crease tonight. We'd expect his fellow New Jersey native East to start tomorrow afternoon in Piscataway. In fact, we have 3 Garden State goalies who have logged considerable ice time this year. From Lincroft is Chris Marcillo, one of the more towering netminders in the ACHA. He stands at 6'2" and appeared in 25 games last year for the Knights, and he's improved since then with a 3-2 record this season, stopping 9 out of 10 shots he faces. Delaware skates from left to right. They're in the home whites tonight with the blue trim and yellow trim as well. Rutgers looks like the Chicago Blackhawks out there, all black with the red helmets, and Delaware wins the draw. They take it Redgate on the far side. He sends it in to the near corner where it's met by Zucker. He gets hit into the boards. Hawk takes a shot. It's steered aside by Marcillo. Into the corner they go with it. Redgate on the backhand. Sends it back up. Rister comes in. Shot off the post. It was deflected. It might have been too high. Zucker was the one with the deflection. It might have been over the bar anyway, but it trickles through the crease. Rutgers chips it out of the zone. It's met there by the Blue Hens, who take it. Hawk tries to find Zucker. It's broken up at center ice. Blue Hens will change as they send it into the zone. It's back into the neutral zone now. Picked up there. The second line out for the Blue Hens. Now Rutgers will finally have some possession. Bolander passes to his fellow defenseman, who sends it into the zone. It will be icing if Delaware gets to it first, and they do. Touched up there by Jenny. Faceoff will come inside the Rutgers zone. Delaware-Rutgers here from the Fred Rust Ice Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. It's great to have you with us, everybody. Michael Augsberger. Delaware comes in 7-1. And they win. Rutgers wins the draw. They take it back into the near side corner. They're skating from right to left here in the all-black jerseys with the red trim. Delaware has control, neutral zone, far side. Long skip pass here for Niski. He makes a move on one man, loses control, and Rutgers sends it flying into the seats directly from the zone. And the faceoff will come to Marsillo's left. 2 weeks ago, Rutgers faced Navy, and they swept the midshipmen. Delaware swept the same team last weekend at a home-and-home series. Delaware wins the draw. It's sent in by Zucker, and to the far side it goes. Backhanded out of the zone by the Scarlet Knights. It will be icing if Troiano lets it go, and he does. Touched up there by Zdancic. Delaware against Navy last week was a scoreless first period in the opening game of the series. 5-2 was the scoreline in the return fixture. It was closer than that, and the Blue Hens gave a lot of that credit to Stephen East in making save after save in the third period as the midshipmen went after them hard. Rutgers wins the draw in their own zone, backhanded it on goal. Troiano steers it aside, and Delaware picks it up behind him. They try to clear the zone. Can't do so. Rivera into the corner, and now Delaware with it. Delaware skating at the blue line. This is Mullen. Mullen takes it in, fires it in on Marsillo, who sends it to the corner. At the circle now, Delaware in the corner, firing it in. It's broken up before the cross-ice pass met Mullen. Felice there, whose brother plays for Rutgers. He comes up with it, passes to Mullen. Mullen shoots, and Marsillo makes the stop. It went right into the center of his padding. Marsillo is one of the reasons that Rutgers has made such a big turnaround in 2 years under Martin Bernstein's direction. He spoke with me before the game and cited Marsillo's size as well as his leadership in keeping them in games and marking the turnaround for the Scarlet Knights. Last year they were about 500. This year they're 3-3. Delaware wins the draw. They keep it in the zone. 17:26 to play in the first period. Still no score from Fred Rust Ice Arena. Rutgers takes it now. Felice, who's stopped there by Leskanik. Rutgers just fires it into the zone, into the corner. They fight for it there. Backhanded behind Troiano, into the near side corner. They skip it up here for Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz flips it into the zone, into the far corner. The Blue Hens will change. It's picked up there by Stickle. Stickle passes to Richard. Richard's pass is intercepted. Zucker comes up with it. Top line out there for the Blue Hens. Michael Redgate tries to get it to Zucker. He backhands it back out to Yazenschak. Yazenschak gains his zone. Sends it into the left side. It's raced there by Parfit, and Richard keeps it in the zone. In the corner, Yazenschak's pass doesn't find anybody but Blue Hens. They're at the neutral zone. Far side, Yazenschak sends it in, and it's deflected by Troiano easily with his stick into the near side corner, but into the netting. And that will bring a stoppage in play. 16:16 to go in the first period. Still no score between Delaware and Rutgers. Division I club hockey in the ACHA here on Ustream Delaware. Rutgers wins the draw to Troiano's left. The shot comes in. It's blocked by Michael Redgate. Now Zucker carrying it. Zucker finds John Redgate in the middle. He gets stripped of the puck. And now Zucker has it in the corner. It's kept in by Hawk. Centering pass is broken up by Rutgers. Taking it out, Siegel. His pass for Yazenschak is missed, but Delaware could have played it, and the linesman waves play on. Michael Redgate here. Chips it up into the middle. He finds, with a great pass, Zucker. Zucker in on goal with the right hand. It's stopped by Marsillo. He went for the near side post, and Marsillo slid over nicely. Carrying it up, Siegel. Siegel sends it in. Rutgers wants to make a change. It's directed into the near side corner by Troiano. behind the goal. Rutgers has it, and now keeping it in the zone before it just bounces out is Rutgers, and we have offside as Gannad tries to take the zone. Gannad is the Scarlet Knights' leading scorer so far this season. He has 10 points. That's tied for 25th in the country, although Rutgers has only him in the top scorers in the ACHA. Delaware has a couple of players there, and we'll get to that in a moment. Delaware wins the draw. Because of the offside, it was just outside their zone that they won it in. There's a scrum in the corner. 4 players fight for it in the Rutgers zone. Gannad comes up with the loose puck. 15 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score. Gannad's pass finds Crenshaw. Crenshaw skates behind the goal. He's harassed there by one of the Blue Hens. Leaves it, dumps it behind the goal for Gannad to pick up. Gannad comes up with it. He's tripped from behind, and Zidansic's going to go to the box. Rutgers still has control of it, and it's finally touched up by Delaware in the far corner. Zidansek will go for tripping. 2 minutes. The officials tonight making that call, Brett Wallen is the referee. Mike Campbell and Tom McCulloch are your linesmen. This will bring out the Blue Hens' first penalty kill on the evening. 14:42 to play. Zidansik sits in the box. Face off to Troiano's left. Won by Rutgers. But they can't get to it. The defenseman lost control of it, and it's pushed into the neutral zone as Yazinchuk circles around in his own zone. Now we'll take it into the Delaware zone. He'll chip it into the far corner. It wraps around behind Troiano. Delaware has it there. They rip it all the way through, wrap it around the far corner, and Marcilla will come out to play it behind his own red line. Rutgers skates up with it. Up the middle is Felice. Felice gains the red line, sends it in, wraps around the left side. It's picked up there by DeFaris, who slap shots it all the way out. Richard, D to D on the far side. And now the assistant captain has control of it. Racing up the far side is Crenshaw. He gets stripped of the puck nicely there. Freeman with the shot. It's blocked with the glove by Marcillo. The rebound came out in front, but Delaware's down a man, and no one was chasing the play. Gannad with the shot. It's deflected just to the left of Troiano. And now back behind the goal, Gannad has it. Gannad in the corner, looking for a pass. He finds his man. Siegel with the shot. It's deflected wide. Goes into the far corner. Picked up by Crenshaw. Crenshaw hits one of the Blue Hens in the back to keep the puck there. They come out with it. Centering pass up for Siegel. His pass is blocked by the Delaware captain, Redgate. Now Gannad with it. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Gannad gets it back in the far corner. He's looking for a pass. He tries to center it. It's off one of the Delaware skates. Kept in the zone by Crenshaw. Crenshaw, the lefty. Pass is here for Siegel. Siegel's shot is blocked by Redgate with his legs, who came out flying to get it. Still in control. Zidansik is about to come out of the box, and there he comes. First penalty killed by Delaware. Rutgers wants a change. They just send it into the corner. 2 players fight for it there. Among them is Felice, the Delaware version, whose parents are here tonight. They were one of the first people here in the stands to see both the sons play. One for Delaware, one for Rutgers. 12:17 to go in the first period. Delaware has control. They send it into the corner. This will be icing as it's touched up by Siegel. 12:09 on the clock in the first period. Ian Anderson, the Delaware defenseman, said that the games against the Rutgers are some of the toughest that we play. Every game against them is a battle from shift to shift. You can never take one of them off, or they will make you pay for it. Delaware's ranked 13th, Rutgers ranked 21st. They win the draw inside the Delaware zone. It's back out to the defense. Felice lost control of it. Mullen intercepts. Mullen in on goal on a breakaway. He takes it to the backhand. He's taken down from behind. He lost his footing as he takes out Marcillo and the goal. 11:59 to play. I don't see a referee's hand waved. It looks like Mullen may have just lost his skate, his left skate, as he skated in on goal. He took it to the Marcillo backhand. tried to tuck it in on the left side of the goal, but Marcelo stood his ground, the big 6'2" goaltender. Zingarelli is out there for Delaware to take this draw against Privitera. Privitera wins the draw in his own zone. It wraps around to the near side corner where Lamberton plays it, and that's going to be a boarding call on Mullen. Mullen just shoved one of the Scarlet Knights into the boards behind the goal. They still have control of it. Delayed penalty. It's finally picked up because it's right next to the fallen Privitera, and he gets hit again. The referee stopped play because even though Rutgers still had control of the puck, they were skating right for Privitera, who is still prostrate on the ice. He's getting to his knees now. It was Mullen who boarded him into the box, and he will go to the penalty box for a 2-minute penalty. And there's also a second penalty, probably arising from the same scrum that occurred around Privitera. 2 minutes will go to Zingarelli as well. So Rutgers will have a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes. And there is much discussion. I don't feel like there's been a timeout called by Bernstein, although it is his Scarlet Knights who are hovered around him. Out for the power play, Gnad with Crenshaw on his right and Fitch on his left, the 3 leading scorers. And Gnad won the draw, but his back pass hit the linesman's skates. Delaware comes out of the zone with it, but now Gnad carries it into the left side corner. Zingarelli's penalty is for roughing. Mullins was for boarding, and Gnad has it in the far corner. His centering pass for Crenshaw, a diving play from one of the Delaware defensemen, knocks it loose, but still in the zone in the far corner. Gnad gets it out. The wrist shot comes in, deflected by Fitch. The shot had come in from Siegel, and now Gnad has control. Gnad gets it out to Siegel. Siegel with the wrister. It's deflected. Backhand score to Fitch. And Rutgers takes the early lead with 10:57 to play in the first period. The shot came in from Siegel. The rebound, or perhaps the deflection, knocked it to Fitch's backhand, and he had a wide open net as Troiano was out there trying to fight the near side of the goal. So that brings Mullen out of the box. His was the first occurring penalty, and with 1:16 left in Zingarelli's penalty, Rutgers will still have a 1-man advantage. Delaware wins the draw at center ice, and they dump it into Bolander. Bolander, cross ice pass. This is Holoko. Nicholas Holoko stops in the far corner, passes it, and they swing it around to Bolander. Bolander, and now it's finally swung all the way to the far side. The lefty, Privitera, sends it into the corner. There, behind Troiano, all the way around was Yasenchuk. It came out of the zone. Felice sent it in, and Rutgers has to touch up because it was offside. Delaware dumps it because all of the Scarlet Knights had to evade him. It stops by the Rutgers netminder, and they break out, and on the far side they gain the zone. Privitera drops it here. This is Siegel. Siegel passes off. The shot comes in. Save made by Troiano. It's still loose. Into the far corner it goes. Rutgers still in control with 7 seconds to go on the penalty. Hoke will backhand it out of the zone. It splits the 2 Rutgers defensemen, and finally Delaware has killed that penalty. But they did give up the earlier power play goal to Fitch. 1-0, Rutgers on top, 9:30 to play in the first period. Delaware at the left side circle. They play it off high off the boards. It never made it out of the zone. Fitch has it on his stick. Forehand shot. It goes over the bar. Never troubled Troiano. Into the far corner. 2 players go down. Gnad has it. Gnad is met by 2 Blue Hens. They fight for it among his skates. Delaware clears it out, but not beyond the blue line. And now Delaware picks it up. The left-hander up the far side. He's got a man. He centers it, and it's broken up by Rutgers. The pass was intended for Freeman. Gannad makes it around one man. That was Cascone. But Cascone comes back up with it after Gannad overskated it. He did just enough to put him off. Puts it high off the glass, and it skids all the way down, where the Scarlet Knights will touch it up for icing. 8:42 in the first period to go, and Rutgers leads 1-0. Last year, Rutgers came here, and despite both teams struggling openings, Rutgers won 5-0 here at Fred Rust. They win the draw. The shot comes in, it's deflected wide. The shot came in from Adio. Rutgers still has control in the far side half boards. Now the corner. It comes out. Delaware finally skates out of the zone with it, and Matzella just dumps it in. Far corner, Zucker has it. Zucker stops. He's hip checked there. He drops it off for Redgate. Redgate loses it, and Langlois will dump it out of the zone. Rutgers makes a switch. Patterson has it behind the Delaware goal. His pass at the blue line. Now far pass across the entirety of the red line. Redgate has it. He dumps it in. It bounces twice and into Marcillo's outstretched glove. 7:50 on the clock here at Fred Rust. It is 1-0 Rutgers. Rutgers usually plays its games in the Big Ten. However, this is club hockey, and so they play here in the ACHA Division I, although there's been a lot of talk about whether they should be in the Big Ten, at least in terms of football. Rutgers wins the draw at the far circle. Zucker comes up with the loose puck after they lose it. Finds Redgate, who whiffs on the shot. The left-hander wound up for the slap shot at the circle. Zucker now has it behind the goal. It's poked away from him. Stickle with a defensive play. Now Delaware has it deflected wide. The shot came in from the point. Now Redgate. Redgate centers it. It goes through the crease all the way to the far side, and Parfit will carry it out of the zone. It goes off of Delaware skates and into the crowd, and some of the Greek life ladies there were not paying attention. Hopefully everyone's okay, and they have the souvenir to prove it. .7:14 on the board in the first period. 1-0 Rutgers. Delaware wins the draw. Zidansek passes it up. It's touched up at the blue line, and then Marcillo covers the deflection, and the faceoff will come to his left. Delaware skating from left to right here. The faceoff is moved to Marcillo's right with 7:03 to play in the first period. Faceoff won by Rutgers. Azroff tries to pass it off the boards out of the zone, but it's picked up by Delaware. At the far side, Biza sends it. Delaware has it there, now behind the goal, into the near side corner it goes. Rabinowitz drops it off, and the pass out to Redgate is muffed. Rutgers has a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but a good covering play is made by Zidansek. Here's Leskanik. Leskanik at the blue line. His shot goes wide. Perhaps it was intentionally into the corner. Bizub picks it up there. Hard hit from Mullen into Delandro as Delandro tried to ship the puck into the Delaware zone. Blue Hens have it near side boards. This is Hawk. Hawk skates around a couple of players, sends in a shot, speculative really, and Marcillo covers up. It was right into the Scarlet Knight helmet on the chest of his jersey. Rutgers has the nameplates going on. They have Blackhawks looking jerseys with white and red trim and white numbers with black names on white nameplates. As the faceoff comes here to Marsillo's left, Delaware wins the draw. They come in. It goes behind the shot from the tough angle from Mullen, goes behind Marsillo. His deflection and score! Mullen was there in front of the goal, and he picks up the rebound and chips it past Marsillo, who had made the first stop. 5:39 to play in the first period, and the Blue Hens tie the game from Mullen. Mullen scores his 4th goal of the season to bring Delaware even. Zingarelli, who went to the box for roughing earlier, wins the draw for Delaware at center ice. The Blue Hens dump it into the corner. It's picked up there by Marsillo, back into the corner to Richard, and then Rutgers tries to wrap it all the way around. The Delaware defenseman keeps it in the zone. Still at the half boards on the far side. Crenshaw backhands it out of the zone. Delaware is going to have to touch up because they're offside. And then Gannad has it at the blue line, gains the Delaware zone, and they race it into the corner. Gannad has it. Gannad out to Richards, who shoots, breaks a Delaware stick, and a score there. The rebound came, and it's Crenshaw who scores for Rutgers to take a 2-1 lead. 5:06, and we haven't played 30 seconds since the Delaware goal, and Rutgers regains their advantage. The shot came in from the point. It broke one of the Delaware sticks. One of the players who was trying to block the shot, they did so successfully as it was deflected wide to the right, but eventually the rebound came out to Crenshaw, and he tucked it inside. Inside now, 5 minutes to play. And Rutgers sends it all the way down. Icing's waved off as Felice could have played the puck as they fight for it in the near side corner. Bizub and the Blue Hens. Freeman eventually has control of the puck, is able to get it to Felice. And now Delaware on a 2-on-1. The pass in front. It's blocked by Marsillo. The shot came in from Freeman, who had skated the length of the ice. Rutgers able to chip it out, and Felice meets it there. Felice just flies it into the corner as Delaware changes up. Rutgers sends it then from their corner all the way to Rivera, who just deflects it into the Delaware zone. Delaware now sends it all the way down. 2 new shifts out on the ice. At the point, far side, wrists it in. It's blocked there by Holoko. Delaware keeps it in the zone as Holoko tried to skate it out. It's sent in by Redgate. Now into the corner for Bolander. Bolander and Zucker fight for it. Zucker gets it out to Zidansek, who keeps it in the zone with his glove. But then Yasenchuk sends it up high along the boards into the Delaware zone, where Zidansek knocked it out momentarily, and Rutgers was offside. 3:23 left in the first period. New shifts on the ice for both teams. The faceoff will come at the neutral ice circle on the near side, outside the Delaware zone. Bolander, after Rutgers wins the draw, he can't pass it to anyone. Leskanek now. Leskanek shoots from the slot, and it's saved by Marsillo and held. He's having a good game. His save percentage is .903 on the season. Marsillo's. He had transferred from a Division III program into Rutgers and is now playing for the Scarlet Knights in his second season. Rutgers wins the draw. 3 minutes to play in the first period. It goes from the far side to the near side in neutral ice, where it's met by Bolander. High stick on Delaware, so they can't touch it. On the near side, Mishchenko sends it into the zone. Now Delaware skating with it, skating up ice. This is Leskanek, who nicely picks it up on the backhand. Shot comes in, rebound in front of Marcillo, but Rutgers, Richard, has it. Now, Zingarelli shoots from the near side circle, and it's saved by the pad. Low by Marcillo. Zingarelli's shot came from the near side circle, and the left-hander was turned aside. 2:31 left to go in the first period. Rutgers 2, Delaware 1. Face off. Zingarelli wins it for Delaware on the near side circle. Zidansek sends it in. It's deflected and then whiffed on by Zingarelli, who was on a sharp angle but right in front of the net. Zidansek tries to one-time it, but Fitch was there to break him up, and he is responsible for getting it out into the neutral zone. He intercepts the pass there at the Blue Hen at the middle of the ice and chips it into the zone. Errant pass picked up and centered by Gennad, and the shot comes in. Save made by Troiano. What an errant pass. And Gennad couldn't believe his luck when he found it behind the goal. Was able to center it in front, and the Scarlet Knights were turned aside there on the doorstep by Troiano. On the season, Troiano is doing very well, as his numbers 4-0 record so far, pitching an average of 1.5 goals per game, as Rutgers has already eclipsed that today. Already has a shutout on the season, and his save percentage is .943. Last year, he played in all 36 games for the Blue Hens. Went 17-7-1 and tied for fourth place all time among University of Delaware goaltenders for wins in a season with those 17. Faceoff will come to his right with 1:57 to play in the first period. Rutgers up 2-1, won by Rutgers, but it came out of the zone, and Felice will have to send it in. Rutgers touches up. Delaware has it behind their own net. They'll break out. Gennad is the first to the puck. Mullen is there as well. He'll pass over to the far side. Now they skate out of the zone, across the red line and across the blue line. Now in the left-handed shot. Save made by Marcillo. Rebound was loose for a second. It shuffled just to the right. Delayed penalty, and this will be a penalty coming up as play stops. The first team to touch the puck was responsible for the stoppage, so we'll see who goes to the box. 1:23 left to go in the first period. And we have a boarding call coming on Fitch. This is Delaware's first power play on the evening. Face-off comes to Marcillo's left. Near side circle, won by Zucker. Into the corner, Mullen. Mullen met there by Spiegel. His pass out, finds Hawk. Hawk at the point. Looks, one-timer shot, save made by Marcillo. He's still looking for it. It trickles behind the net, over into the far corner. And now Hawk at the point. Hawk passes to the corner, back to Hawk. Hawk back to the corner. The shot comes in. It's met there. Good save from Marcillo. And Rutgers clears it. Langlois was the one on the clearance. Delaware, Lamberton now on the near side. Lamberton drops it back for Zingarelli. Now Hawk at the point. Hawk wrist shot. Save made with the glove. Rebound loose in front. It's off the post and all the way through the crease. Back to Hawk. One-timer shot. Great blocker save from Marcillo. It goes behind the net. 1 minute left on the power play. Mullen finds Hawk, winds up the shot. Shot saved. Score! Rebound for Zucker. Zucker on the far circle. Marcillo made 3, 4, 5 stops. But with 17 seconds to go, Mullen ties the game. power play goal for the Blue Hens. And the two teams trade power play goals as the Greeks come to life here, all wearing NHL jerseys on the far side, taunting Marcillo. The return fixture will be tomorrow, and the Scarlet Knights fans will be able to return fire. 17 seconds to play. Delaware wins the draw at center ice. Hawk was the one who shot it from the point. The rebound was loose for a while. Eventually it made its way out to Zucker on the far side, and he did not make a mistake. Time runs out here in the first period. Rutgers scored the first. Delaware tied it. And then Crenshaw took the lead for Rutgers before Zucker scored for the Blue Hens to tie it at 2. We'll be back here. Ustream Delaware's coverage of University of Delaware hockey. The score is 2-2 here at Fred Rust Ice Arena at the first intermission.
While we're waiting for the team to leave the ice and have a shootout,